Welcome back. Let's talk about the markets and some stocks. Jigar Misri, the co-founder of Buoyant Capital, is here with us. Jigar, morning. After a relentless run-up, just for the last 1 month or so, the markets have started moving a bit sideways. Are you getting a sense that gains from here on, at least at the index level, is going to be difficult to come by? Your thoughts on the markets from here on?
Yeah, good afternoon, Rima. I think you are right. See, essentially what has happened is that a combination of a few things have brought the whole global indices, not just the Indian ones, to a level where one has to start becoming a lot more selective. Let me give you a few sort of reasons why I am essentially saying that. See, if you look at the composition of Nifty earnings growth that is now projected, we are talking of a Nifty earning in excess of 710 rupees for FY22. And what happens is that composition of earning is changing dramatically, right? It's not just being driven only by consumption, but a lot of other sectors are starting to chime in. PSU banks, for example, commodities, building materials, etc. So it might appear as if the earnings is increasing, but it is driven by stocks that are not as traded at higher level as something like a consumption is. Secondly, if you see, it's a sort of a fight between two things. One, the flows continue to be high, and 17th of March we are likely to see the FOMC meeting again, and the US Treasury yields have been rising since I think 27th February, and if that sort of they are able to contain that and the FI flows continue, then India is likely to see a lot more FI flows even during the next few months. But on the other hand, you are seeing, some of these signs which are typical of markets sort of becoming a lot more jittery, something like the number of issuances have increased dramatically. Even in the last 15 days, if you see the multiple sort of money raising events that have happened. Secondly, blockbuster listings, anything that is listing these days is just flying through the roof. And, the interest is at stratospheric levels for even some questionable findings, I would say. So I think it is time where, the sector rotation theme, I agree, has played out well. We have discussed that in the past. FMCG, pharma has not performed for almost 9 months now. IT is something that hasn't done well for a couple of months. And mid and small cap trade has sort of played very well. I think now is the time to balance your portfolio, increasingly not look at increasing risk in the portfolio, but giving some sort of a safety over the course of the next month, 2 months, I think.
Right. Jigar, you want to talk about some sort of new individual ideas that you've been working with? May not necessarily have to be something that you've bought, but something you are thinking of looking at a space, anything.
Yeah, good afternoon, Prashant. So I think, if I broadly cap it for a minute in the sort of space that is interesting, and then I'll come down to the stocks that look interesting within that. I think, looking at buying businesses and cash flows that provide an inflation hedge, right? Two, some assets with companies which have some assets on the ground with a reasonable debt. I don't want to buy highly leveraged businesses, but some assets on the ground, because in periods of high inflation, you are likely to see a lot of these businesses do well. And, assets on the ground rather than invisible ideas. And three, buying business with a lot more predictable cash flows rather than growth cash flows. So within this framework, I think the broad sectors that constitute is something like banks, some oil assets, building materials, global commodities, and reopening trades. And reopening trades and ITES are two sectors that I think we are working on a lot more these days. One stock that we have discussed in the past is ABFRL. Over the course of last month, we have bought a business called IRCTC. I think that is a very interesting business for a few years to behold. India is looking at possibly cases that are highest in the last 10 weeks or so. And therefore, any sort of news on this shutdowns or lockdowns might, allow investors to get into some of these businesses at a better valuation. But both these businesses, which we talked about, IRCTC, ABFRL, those are fantastic businesses to own for a 2 to 3 year perspective. The other space we like is IT-enabled services. Now, again, look, tech hasn't done well. If we started by saying that if the US rates get capped, then the dollar might start sort of appreciating rather depreciating. and therefore rupee appreciation needs to be hedged against. And in that framework, I think something which has a large amount of onshore activity would continue to do well. The two stocks, or rather three stocks we like there is eClerx and First Source, but also Cyient. Cyient is something in ERD, but we continue to like it in that space. So yeah, this 5 odd names is something that we have.
In the entire home improvement category, you're betting on Kajaria Ceramics. Could you explain why?
Right. So number of things are happening. I think it all starts with how Morbi has decided to, keep sort of the prices higher. So last couple of years, they haven't really seen a lot of expansion. And because US has put out an anti-dumping duty on tiles from China, the Morbi players are gaining a lot more traction there. And obviously, Saudi continues to be a large market for them. That has sort of taken away some amount of supply from India, and the established players are able to sort of take price increases, ship out higher volumes. That is one part. Two, again, see, tiles come in at a juncture where, the construction needs to start a good 2 or 3 quarters in advance. And I think with the shutdown or lockdown rather, and then the construction activity is now starting, I think in a couple of months from now, it will be about time when all these players start seeing decent amount of volume growth. So it could be volume growth plus pricing action that I think makes us interested in the tile sector. Kajaria is the best player in that space. So that is our preferred pick in that sector.
Jigar, just a quick point on the entire which you refer to insurance space, right? So while headline growth is strong, some have been highlighting, CLSA for example has been highlighting that the protection business is not been doing very well, right? Where does that leave one as an investor according to you? So we've also been reported, my colleague Yash reported earlier that term premium is going to go up, right? I mean, for the last couple of years, they did not go up, but now, it's starting to go up and may see some more hikes in the coming future. Will that impact demand for that product? Your thoughts?
Yes, Prashant, it's quite probable. So, see, again, there was a time when we started discussing this sector and then everything seemed to be working in its place, right? So, not only were the first premiums growing, large part of penetration was not happening. LIC had different set of rules than the rest of the private players. Now, all of that at the margin is changing. Will it therefore make sense to be completely out of the sector? One needs to think. I think if you are dealing it with a double risk, for example, you're betting on a player which is predominantly ULIP driven, then that is something one needs to examine because, increasingly you're seeing a lot of DIY approaches, the data from mutual fund industry emerges. But beyond that, I think it's not really time for us. Yeah, the runway for the sector is large. Yes, some amount of term premium increasing will mean that the VNB margins are impacted to a little extent possible. The growth is not as sharp as it used to be, but it's still in the good teens, early teens, 12-13%. That's good enough. The banking system growth is growing at a much slower pace compared to that. And three, the stock that we like in this space still has some amount of catch up to do. Now, most of the things are falling in place. A couple of years back when we started talking about it, a lot of it had not. So I think increasingly it does make sense for us to stay a little bit invested. It might not be the predominant percentage of your shareholding, but some amount of exposure to the insurance sector is warranted. May not be to the very high ULIP space because that's betting on markets again. But you're coming to March. March is theoretically a very good period for insurance companies, and you might get decent pricing there.
Thanks, Jigar, for joining in. His stock bets are up for your screen, and so will the disclosure be. By the way, the news which came out yesterday when